What's going on, guys? I'm doing my watch list. I'm getting ready for tomorrow. My stock that I love to trade, Tesla. This thing is an absolute monster. Now, what I was actually looking for actually today was a little bit of a back test, right? I was looking for that back test. If I kind of just zoom this in here so you guys can see, look at the candle that we put in yesterday. This candle is a little bit of an indecision candle here. Now, this trade setup that I was looking for here was just a pure scalp on a back test, and that would have been through yesterday's lows of around 214, and we actually did get that fill down into 211, 212, which was a picture perfect bottom entry for a bounce play. Now, you may be thinking, how would I know? How would you know? How would this guy or that guy or this gal or that fella, how would they know that 211, 212 was the bottom? Was the day's bounce, right? If you follow my strategy that I do at Evolution Traders, is that we use a ton of moving averages, right? And these moving averages are all no different than the rest, right? They are all equally important is what I'm trying to say. What they do is offer a level of supply and demand. Now, you heard of price action traders. Well, I trade price action. You've heard of supply and demand. Well, I use price action along with supply and demand. You've heard of moving averages and crosses and all this stuff. Well, I use all of that stuff, but it's all grouped into one big kind of just jumbo pot, right? And it's very, very easy to understand once you start to actually implement it and once you actually start to see it play out in real time. It's very, very easy. It gives you pinpoint entries, and it also gives you pinpoint stops. That's the main thing. We want to know that if a trade starts going against us, let's say we have an idea and we get into the trade and it doesn't work out, right? Because let's be honest, like 6, 5, 4 trades out of 10, they're not going to work out. But what we need to do is identify that and get the hell out of the trade. And we want to know where we should be getting the hell out of the trade. So my strategy works very, very good. Now, I didn't invent this strategy. It's a mix between a lot of mentors and a lot of coaches that I've had over the years, along with some of my own due diligence, along with my own trial and error. I've been doing this for over 8.5 years now and trading full time for about 6, right? So I've learned a lot along the ways. I've learned what to do and what the heck not to do. With that being said, I'm getting carried away here. What we want to look at here, our short position remains the same. What that's going to be is anything below today's bottom wick here, below that 5-day moving average. We're going to take that short position and we're going to rock with it and we're going to ride with it. That's 212.32. I'm looking for that breakdown to the downside. Our potential will be 200. Now, we don't have to get to 200. I'm just saying if we get in below the break of 212, we want to start taking profits on the way down. Let's get that out of the way right now because bulls are in full control. So what we're looking at is look at where we stopped here. We stopped at this Bollinger Band. We also stopped at yesterday's highs. That's very, very important and very, very significant. This bit of a hammer candle is setting up for an absolute explosion. Now, if you were to go to like Thinkorswim, right? If you look at that, it kind of gives you what the market makers are laying out here. 58.63% chance that we have a plus minus move of $9. Okay. So that doesn't mean we're going up $9. We could go up $3 and come down $6. We could go down $6 and come back up, $3. All that's telling you is that the market makers are kind of pricing in movements and volatility for an up or down move of $9. If we were to say, for example, we confirmed the 221.31 price that we put in and we run $9, it would take us to $230. Now, I'm not going to be a speculator, but earlier this week, okay, to start the week, there was some heavy options flow coming in for 230 calls this month, expirations, right? So take that with a grain of salt. Now, if we do pull back, the 221 would take us down to around that 213, 212, which would take us right back down to this 5-day moving average. So unless things get out of hand, for example, there's some catastrophic news that goes on and all the Tesla factories blow up and we lose more than 9 points, and that's when things can get aggressive, right, on Tesla. But I'm going to keep it very, very simple. All I'm looking for is a break over today's highs. Very, very simple. Now, if we gap over that level in the pre-market, We need to see how big the gap is, and what we're going to do is now take that pre-market high level, and then we're going to need to confirm the pre-market highs, and that's the level that I'm going to want to scalp. I'm not really going to wait for any confirmation. I'm not going to really wait for anything. What I'm looking for here is a break over the 221 and a half, 222. That's what I'm looking for. So if there's a gap up, I hope that it's not a 10-point gap, because then I won't be partaking in that trade. But let's say we gap up 1, 2, 3 points. That's completely fine. Tesla can move, $5, $6, $7, $8 in a day. I only really need to snag $1, $2, $3 on this thing. I'm happy with like $1.50 on Tesla. With the size that I take on it, it's perfect, right? Like I can do this every single day. I don't need to look for the big home run trade where I'm trying to like squeeze out the whole $10 move. That's not really the style of trader that I am. The style of trader that I am is being able to identify these levels on a day in and day out basis and try to throw the best shot that I got, right? It's like, I want to do my homework. I want to have confidence, and I want to, throw the best darn strike that I can throw, right? Okay, so what we're looking at, 221 and a half, we're looking for today's break. Now again, if we open up at 222, 223, we're going to use that pre-market high level. We're going to wait for the market to pull back or consolidate, and then we're going to get in right off that, and I'm going to scalp it for $1, $2 very, very quickly. I'm probably going to take 10 to 15 contracts on this thing, and I'm going to look to make my day's profit. And hopefully, if this thing continues to run and I can squeeze out more than $2 or $3 on this thing, I might be done trading for the week, because it is what it is. Now, if we open up a little bit below, that's completely fine. If we do gap down or we open up flat, that's fine. I'll still be looking for the 221. But again, if you guys want to learn how to trade, you guys want to know how to use this strategy, I'm telling you, it may seem complicated at first, but once you guys start implementing it and once you guys start using it, it's just so much more clear. You never have to guess as to where you should be getting out of the trade. You never have to guess as to where you potentially should be taking profits. It's all right there in front of you. It's just up to you to kind of click the buttons and follow through with it, right? It kind of takes everything out of the game where you don't have to do any guessing. You do some homework, you do some technical analysis, you wait for the confirmations of these setups, you take them, you sell them for a profit or for a loss. It's very, very simple. If you do, go to evolutiontraders.com, become a lifetime member. You're going to get access to the 2 video courses explaining the whole strategy. You're going to get access to 30 days of one-on-one mentorship and coaching with myself personally via DM or Zoom or voice call, whatever you want to do. You're going to get access to the Discord community with the unlocked channels. So you're going to get all the day-by-day, play-by-plays, watch list, all of the chit-chat with the rest of the guys in there. And I'll see you guys all on the inside. Make sure to take me up on the offer. The last thing you want to do is go another 6 months, look at the market, rip another 50%, and then think to yourself, man, why didn't I invest in some education? Why didn't I know what to do? Why was I losing money when everyone else was making a phenomenal run? You don't want to be the person buying all the way at the top. Do you guys remember COVID when everyone was euphoric and they were buying at the top, and the next thing 2021, 2022 hits and they're still buying at the top because they think all they know is to just buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And what happens? We dipped for about a year and a half, a year, and some of those names never came back. Don't be that person. Be a lot smarter than that. Learn technical analysis. I'll see you guys on the inside.